To what I'd introduced to Shitera earlier on, Harold Ndege has taken over the helms of FKF as the new CEO. I mean, he has experience, 13 years experience in the private and public sector, and also a bit of experience as a player in Tusker. Do you think he's actually the most qualified candidate to provide solutions to the FKF troubles?
I think we can bank on his experience, both management and as a player, because I remember some times back we failed to take our girls for a qualifier, and that is how we lost it. So him taking up that position as a CEO, he's coming on a backdrop of information, both as a player and a manager. So to me, I think is the best guy to help shape the Kenyan football, both from an experience as a player and a person who is managing the game. So he was, I think, a candidate, and now he becomes the CEO. Now the ball is in his court to try and salvage the football that we are talking about. Just like rugby, Kinywa, football is not doing well too. So
football has been doing so badly over the years.
So it's doing badly. So we really need someone who will help the current president to try and shape up our football. You saw last week Hussein Mohammed saying that it's an account, it's a federation that was running 16 bank accounts. So someone took FKF like a political party, you see. So these are the things that we really need to clean up. This is a federation that is doing the job on behalf of Kenyans. So I hope and pray that these people who we have entrusted with responsibilities will put our house in order. And we have so much hope in the current leadership as stakeholders that they will really lift our football and go to those glory days, Kinyo. In those days, in 2014, rugby was up there. Football was up there. We enjoyed. I could shuttle between Nyayo Stadium and KRFA grounds to watch either a rugby match or a football match. That is the spirit we want to bring back in.
Shad, I think I should bring you over to one of these rugby matches.
But I just show you. I showed you Kinywa. I just showed you on the screen. I think KCB was playing.
Going back to rugby again.
Well, look at that pitch. I could only see the bench.
Okay, Brenda,
no fans.
Brenda, can you say Ndege was rewarded for what he did for FKF President Hussein Mohammed, because he was, I think, he was the head of his presidential campaign secretariat.
Yeah,
can you see this as a reward? And also on that breath, what can you say about the other candidates? Were they, what is it that they didn't have? Dennis Gisheru, we have Bob Otieno, we have Sarah Mwigui. What is it that they didn't have that Ndege was given this particular position?
As to whether it was a reward or not, I wouldn't say, because if you look at all these other candidates, the 4 of them were in the presidential campaign secretariat. All the 4 were there. So it was a matter of qualifications-wise, they were all very qualified, very experienced. But then there is an aspect that there's something that has stood out in Hussein's, even from his choice of running mate, the fact that he wants to bring in people who've actually played the game. I think that was the only difference between Ndege and the 3 other candidates. I think out of the other 3, only Dennis Gisheru has played football. But then at the top level, it was only Harold Ndege who's actually played. But if you looked at the CVs of all these 4, they were all really qualified people. And I think President Hussein was at this point spoiled for choice. He did not really, he would work well with either of the people that he was presented with. And at this point, I wish Harold Ndege all the best. And given that he has played the game at that top level, he has appeared for Harambee Stars. I think he understands what it means to wear that jersey for nation and what local football, strengthening the game locally would mean, so that we are not going to see the blunders that we saw in the last regime, because some of the things that we suffered were very unfortunate. Shitera has pointed out to when we had a qualifier cancelled just at the whims of a CEO. So it is time that I really hope Harold Ndege understands what position he holds, because FIFA communicates directly to the general secretary, who doubles up as CEO. So he holds a very big position. He's only second to the president, but he could even be more powerful than the president at this point, because everything would come through him. All communication, all sorts of trainings, and all opportunities would come through him. So whether it was as a reward or not, it does not matter. He's qualified, and we hope to see that the game is strengthened.
All right.
I think around it was a combination of so many factors. First things first, people should understand that the CEO position at FKF is an appointee. This FKF is a political outfit, so to say, and I think one of the things I commend Hussein with is he promised, while he was campaigning, that he's going to involve people who've played the game. Yeah. And he's been true to his word from from the time he took office. One of the things that I was very happy about is, before the appointment of Ndege, there were rumors that I actually saw an article, fireworks expected, but there were no fireworks that was witnessed, and that speaks to the leadership of Hussein Mohammed, because that would have dented his reign. He's only 1 month into office. So if there were camps that were trying to get this position, and then all of a sudden this division, then how different was he then from the previous regime? So I think the way he handled the situation and appointing Ndege, and from that time I don't think we've had any other any squabbles about his appointment. I think he knew the guy he wanted, and it's an appointment. It's not a popularity contest. Even if it's a reward, it is a reward because this is a political office. So you definitely work with people who've supported you through the journey. And I think Ndege understands the game. He's played for Tusker, Harambee Stars, and he knows the plight of players and what they need to move this game to the next level.
Indeed. Let's cross over to Zita Jimoya, the scoreboard, to just tell us more about who this Harold Ndege is and where he's worked, his background, and of course his professional career as well. Over to you, Zita.
Thank you so much, Orandi. Of course, Harold Ndege, he is 45 years of age. Education, of course, he has masters in business administration, and that will be very good for someone who is in his position to be the CEO of FKF. Of course, he takes over from Korir, who was an interim CEO, of course, after the resignation of the former CEO, because he was running for the FKF's top seat, that is the presidential seat. Of course, let's see career of him over the years. He has been actually in the football industry, because he was a defender he played for Tusker as a defender, and one of the careers, of course, is currently works as a customs officer at the Kenya Revenue Authority, that is KRA. Hapa ndio mali ya ushuru penye ya nini nakatwa ya Shitera. Serves as the Secretary General of Kenya Soccer Player Association, of course the KSPA. Of course, again, he works as he was among the founders of a member of Kenya Football Welfare Association. Of course, KEF is president now. It is a Stuma, but he was among the founders. Of course, talking about KEF, of course, KEF inaangalia maslahi ya wachezaji or the players, the problem they're going through. That is what KEF does, and that was a very good initiative from them. Of course, he is the vice chairman of East African Pamoja AFCON 2027 bid. So we will be knowing all the juicy about what is happening in the AFCON 2027, because he's the chairman there, of course, and then again he's in finance committee of members of CHAN 2025. So he's involved in all these tournaments that we are going to host here in Kenya, that is AFCON and CHAN. And then again, talk about responsibility as a CEO, what he will be doing in his office as he takes over. Of course, one of the responsibilities, the managing communication with FKF members, committee, FIFA, and CAF. All the communication between all these organizations, all these will be passing through him. And preparing FKF annual budget and financial reports. As we heard last week, we were told that, of course, there's no any HR office that gives all these and all this information. And again, talk about the contract who are all over everywhere. So here we have a new CEO who is going to be taking care of that. Overseas staff appointment and dismissal within the FKF secretarial. Of course, he will be again seeing all that. We are not going to be having ghost workers as we had in the a lot of them. So he will be, of course, doing that. Like that is appointing staffs and dismissal within the FKF secretarial. And that is one of the responsibilities that, of course, the new CEO will be having. And you've seen he has a master in business administration. And we wish him well as he takes his role as the CEO of FKF. And all in all, we will be here to be telling you more and everything and every development that will be happening in the office. Back to you, Orandi.
Thank you very much, Zita, there taking us through who Harold Ndege is as the new FKF CEO. Now,